Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I am your wonderful host, Phantoman, and welcome back to the blank expanse of nothingness that is Armored Warfare's garage. Or rather, the whole state of Armored Warfare currently. What am I doing back here again, you might be asking? Well, like I said in the videos I put out a couple months ago at this point, I do still enjoy playing Armored Warfare on occasion. However, I fully admit that it is a totally dead game. But, well, some things are a bit lively right about now because of the storyline campaign. But we'll get to that probably later. What I'm going to be doing here today is a bit of a victory lap, I suppose, as well as explaining some of the things that have been going on for the last couple of months. Some of you might have been noticing that the content on my channel is kind of waning and things just kind of start and end abruptly with no real warning, and well, I didn't want to be this person, but I have a lot of unfinished things and things that I should have been doing already kind of piling up in the corner. I started out thinking that I was going to be the person who was going to finish every single thing that I started, and, well, that's becoming a bit difficult for a lot of reasons. So let me tell you a little bit of a story before we get rolling here. Basically, around the beginning of August, or rather, the end of August, right? The end of August, well, I was feeling like shit. I just kind of gotten past the first anniversary of the channel, and then over I suppose, the next week or so, my mood kind of fell off a cliff. And then that continued through September, mostly. The problem was my confidence just kind of got rocked. I'm not sure exactly what did it specifically for my channel itself. I know what caused other problems to come up, and I'll talk about those later since those are personal issues. Well, even more personal than this. But the problem was that my confidence in what I was doing kind of fell off a cliff, really. Really, I didn't feel like I was actually accomplishing anything. Like, I've been doing stuff. I've been making videos. I've been trying to keep up content on the channel, and I have been keeping up content on the channel, but I've made so many mistakes and so many screw-ups in general that I just kind of felt like I wasn't really going anywhere. I felt like I really couldn't accomplish anything, or was beginning to feel like that. So, around the beginning of October, I saw an opportunity to do something. And that something was putting a little bit of autistic elbow grease into Armored Warfare's storyline campaign. So I sat there, and I played all of the fucking PvP and PvE missions required for the episode 3 of the campaign, and picked myself up a couple of tanks along the way. Really just to prove to myself that, yes, I could do something if I put my mind to it. But, however, some other things happened by the end of October, which also threw my mood off a cliff and rather actually had me collapse and nearly collapse. Not entirely collapse. I managed to back away before things got really bad. But one of the things that helped was getting through this. And what I'd like to do now is take my gift tanks on a little bit of a spin on camera. So, for completing both objectives of Episode 3, I got myself the T-72 Victory, as you see here, coded in 100% authentic Slavic nationalism. Why this had anything to do with the storyline campaign at all, I have no idea, but they just kind of threw it in my face. Well, you know the Russians, they have a lot of T-72s laying around. They sell them to everybody. The other vehicle that I picked up for the anniversary of Armored Warfare, which seems very funny now, is the T-62M, which is quite a funny tank, but we'll get to why in a little bit. Both of these vehicles are Tier 4, so we're only going to be able to play easy PvE, so it's not going to be the most exciting thing in the world, but let's go see if we can have a little bit of fun, shall we? So, off into PvE, and let's play Operation Wildfire. As you can see, well, nobody's really hanging around Tier 4, but, well, it's not that hard to get a PvE mission. You only gotta wait a couple of minutes. Okay, we're in country. Now, let's see here. Got ourselves a Chieftain, an LAV 300, an XM 800, and a BMD 1. Looks like we're the, well, the tank of the area. Chieftain can take a couple of hits, but that's by no means a tanky sort of tank. This thing's kind of got weak points too. But let's go click on some things. Alright, so where are the red dots? Feed me red dots. Seems the enemy's a bit late. Well, let's keep going, I suppose. There they are. Hey, just got a bit delayed on the freeway there. Right. And click. Ooh. Ow. Well, the armor is not exactly foolproof. Like I said, they did nerf this thing. But, well, it's not like we're gonna die horribly here. It's medium. As long as we don't do something monstrously stupid, we're gonna be perfectly fine. Do watch out for the anti-tank missiles, though. Right. So this is the rather ho-hum of the two vehicles. It is, well, just the Tier 4 T-72 with Slavic paint all over it. Not the most amazing or shocking thing in the world, but hey, it's a premium vehicle, and hey, it looks different. It's more meaningful from me because of the effort that I put into it. Well, effort to put into getting to it, rather than the effectiveness. For me, it represents victory, in and of itself. Not just the victory over the fascist menace of World War II. No, 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 no. It represents victory that, if I try really hard, I can in fact still be as autistic as I was, well, before I started doing this. And that's the thing I needed to prove to myself, I suppose. Doing this YouTube business, it takes a lot out of you. Most people can kind of tune it out, but then, well, then you start to see people kind of drift off into very strange directions depending on how they tune it out. But that's the one thing I'm trying to, well, avoid. But in some cases, you gotta tune this stuff out somehow. Sometimes you gotta look away, and sometimes you gotta find ways to bring your confidence back up when something you try doesn't work, or when, well, you see a bunch of bad comments in a row. I'm trying not to be this easy to really, you know, have my feathers ruffled, but it happens. And the fact that I'm staking my entire future on YouTube is, well, it's a risk, and it's not exactly paying off in spades very quickly. Things are better on the channel right now, thank God. But, well, sometimes I just need to be able to kind of patch myself up somewhere and make me feel like, yeah, I can do things. Even if YouTube's being, well, a bit of a bitch sometimes. I can't always please the algorithms or my audience, though. I know some of you guys like me, but, well, sometimes, well, things don't go so well. That's the nature of YouTube comments. Everybody gets shit comments. But like I said, I sat there for 2 weeks, playing a dead game, so that I could feel like, you know what, I can do something if I really feel like it. And so this is what this, well, rather cheaply done premium represents to me. Victory. Strength! Inner strength from the union between man and his autism. is only fitting that it should be a Slavic vehicle, because I feel like, honestly, sometimes I'm another race. Honorary Slav. Oh, don't put that to the test. I have been playing Russian tank video games for the better part of, well, probably 5 years by now. So, not necessarily surprising. Not just tank games, too. War Thunder as well. Lots of things made by the Slavs. So a bit of their nationalism, I suppose, has rubbed off on me. Well, let's take a bit of a drive up here. I know this isn't the most amazing or, you know, shockingly, I suppose, theatrical of games that I could be playing right now, but, well, I still enjoy it just for, I suppose, a sense of calm. But I know that doesn't really, you know, get you guys hot and heavy under, you know, under your shirts. Or skirts. Some of them are girls. I have statistical evidence. But you know what I mean. Some people made the comment of me playing the Challenger that it was boring to watch me kind of drive around where damn near nothing could actually hurt me. And medium PvE is not really doing us any favors here. But it's entertaining to me, because it makes me feel like, you know, that's why some people play video games. Or rather, one of the reasons why people play video games. Some people play it as a distraction. Some people play it to make themselves feel good. For other reasons. Or actually, well, a multitude of reasons. Some people like an artificial challenge. Or rather, they need an artificial challenge because, well, they're not able to get the challenges that they want in life. And some people just want to drive around in a big tank and just feel strong. I suppose that one's me, but it's, I suppose, a little bit more detailed than that. There's a bit of legitimacy that this game can give to, well, driving around in a Challenger 2 and blowing things up. That just having, like, you know, a game where you play a big, strong man who, you know, I don't know, eats steel girders and punches people out, you know, every hour of every day, can't really do. It must be... I'm not necessarily sure. But when it is a machine, it works out. Maybe I'm just tuned to that because I like giant robot animes. I am not sure. Or maybe it's the historical sort of, I suppose, legitimacy that these games have a tendency of giving the actions that are playing out in front of them. Makes it seem more legitimate. And I think that's kind of what everyone wants. Their fantasy to feel legitimate, so that they can fuck around and not feel bad for having that fantasy. Anybody can take shots at anybody's fantasy, but I suppose this is what does it for me in a private sense. Aha! Knew they were hiding around here somewhere. I suppose that's the last weasel there. Anyone gonna get him? There we go. Well, good game, boys. It's medium PvE in Armored Warfare. It's kind of like sleepwalking if you know how to play these games, but, well, it's the only thing we can play with these tier 4s, so... I've had worse, and also, one of the objectives for the storyline campaign is playing medium PvE, so, well, maybe I'll have a use for these tanks at some point. But, well... We didn't do shockingly amazingly, but nobody really gives a shit about how well you do in Armored Warfare. Still managed to top the team, though. Ha ha! Yes, yes. I am the Black Emperor of a dead game. Look upon my greatness and feel absolutely nothing. But, anyway, so that's the T-72 Victory. And, well, you now know what it means to me. It is a symbol of inner strength for myself. But, the other special snowflake vehicle that I got is the T-62M. And this was given out for the anniversary of Armored Warfare, which kind of feels kind of hollow and sad now since, well, Obsidian was fired, so this really isn't the game that we started playing anymore, and the future is very much in doubt to, well... a point where I don't think really anyone gives a shit anymore. But The dark gods of Obsidian have left us many gifts here and there, and most of them is the very strange ways the vehicles are balanced. Here's the fuel rebuild kit. That's what we need. Didn't resupply properly. But the T-62M is a rather fun vehicle, though it is kind of frustrating to see this vehicle here because, well, for our beta tester rewards, we've got the T-55M1, which, if you look at these vehicles, underneath the snazzy camouflage, they look very similar, right? Same glasses plate, same reactive armor, or rather, oblique armor, if I remember correctly. They're called Illich's Eyebrows. They basically make the T-55s and T-62s a little bit more survivable in a modern combat situation. But the thing is that we got the T-55 as our gift, and that was actually pretty strong for Tier 3. So strong that they decided to actually change the vehicle entirely, and then up it to Tier 4, and give us this, the T-55M1. However, the problem is, they neglected to give us the missiles for the T-55M1, and that's what the M1 designation is for. The T-55M has a missile launching system. I believe it's the... what is it called again? I want to say it's Bastion, but I'm not exactly sure if that's correct. I don't know my Russian anti-tank missiles offhand, but it has a barrel-launched ATGM system. The M1, however, was a variant made because that system is actually very expensive, whereas the system itself cost almost as much as buying an entirely new tank, so they didn't put them on every single one of them. And I could have seen this as a balancing act as well. That was my interpretation, because, well, we'd get horrendously powerful missiles in a vehicle that actually has a considerable amount of armor. That was one of the strengths of the T-55. It had a lot of armor, and it was fun to play at Tier 3. It's actually kind of hilarious to drive around in the first opening days of the PvP while it was still live, and no one could penetrate you frontally, and you could sit there and laugh at new people driving Pattons and just kind of murder them. That was fun, if a bit broken. That's mainly the reason why they changed it. However, the problem with the T-62M is the fact that it is the same tier, and it has its missiles. Its armor is worse, but the fact of the matter is, this is better in pretty much every single way over the T-55M1. And this was given out as an anniversary gift to everybody. So really, what they did is they obsoleted the beta tester reward. There really isn't any reason to go drive the T-55M1 right now, aside from street cred. But then again, this thing's issue is that it has 600mm pen ATGMs. That's hilarious for a Tier 4. I could slap around Tier 7 vehicles with this thing. And that's, well, comical. About the only thing that makes it somewhat balanced is the fact that the armor is, well, bad, because T-62 armor. However, it did get up armored, so it's not exactly unarmored as well. As you can see here, it's 187mm thick, and the T-55M1 is, well, almost 300. So, it's got more armor, but this isn't a slouch anyway. But the major problem with this vehicle is the fact that it doesn't have any armor. Or rather, it's very, very fragile. But you sit there and you can pop missiles through basically anything that you walk up against. And this is why we have our little friend Rashid here, my Syrian friend. Because he has a bit of a strange exploit about him. Or rather, not necessarily exploit, but oversight. I'll explain as we go play the game. So, let's start up a mission here and go play Red Opossum. Well, this looks a little bit suspect. We've got 2 Tier 4s, 2 Tier 5s, and a Tier 7. Why? It's matchmaking. There really isn't enough people flying around here, but... sometimes you gotta put up with a bit of this silliness. But it's okay, we can shoot through basically anything we find anyway. With a little bit of difficulty in some cases, but not very much. Okay, so, the funny thing about this vehicle, as soon as we actually get to start playing it, is that with my Syrian friend's skills, which give him a 10% boost to loading ATGM launchers, we can actually load ATGMs faster into the same guns than actual shells. I shall demonstrate. So, see that reload? 8.37 seconds. Right? Got that? 5.75 seconds. Well, that was the ammo swapping speed. 7.19 seconds. Still faster. Why? Well, that's because the skill system is actually very poorly designed. However, it's going to get an update in the next patch, so I hear. Potentially to make it even more broken. It depends on what's actually going to go on in the system. I know there's going to be a tremendous amount of fucking grinding, though. Oh, we weren't fast enough. But, there's one. So, what we have here is a super advanced Slavic main battle tank that shoots primarily missiles. I'm entertained by this for some reason. It just feels like... It feels like a Slavic NBT-70, kind of, but, well, actually fielded. When I field it like this, it just feels like it's Soviet space age in a way that I don't think anything else can actually really match. Ah, I hit the building. Oh, no! It's just, it's a funny concept to have this kind of vehicle. It's kind of the same feeling I get with the Starship, but the Starship's a big, doofy sort of Death Fortress. This is sort of more refined, more believable, even though the Starship also entered service, too. It was bad. But... see if I can hook one into him. Ah! I got him! Little bit of skill involved in this. Oh. Damn you, Sheridan. You also have the missile spitting power. But I'm cooler, I have fractal camo. I think he's got it. Not after losing a giant chunk of his fucking health, though. Oh, here we go. Oh, I missed. Son of a bitch. Oh, no, I'm being outplayed in DPM in Armored Warfare. What a shame. I do need to step it up, though. I look like a scrub. I play this to entertain myself, but I also want to do good, because that makes me feel good, even though it's a dead game and no one cares. It's for myself. Okay, so... whoa! Hello there. Ow! Ooh. Ow. 2 swing fires. Can you say artificial difficulty? But that's 2 missiles, so, wow, I missed. Damn it! Well, you take fucking forever to launch yours, so... one moment, Sir Swingfire. Oh, damn it. Alright, fine. What about you, schmuck? Haha! You can't hit me if you're not looking at me. Unfortunately, literally everyone is reloaded before me. Oh no. Where is Sheridan? I see Sheridan. Ow! Shit. Alright, that's one less leopard rolling around. Ah! Got him. You see? Tiny bit of skill involved. However, I'm still massively underperforming, and my teammates are all dying because they are made of glass. However, I am also made of glass, so that doesn't really make anything better. Alright, well, I will stand here. Below this hill, so you cannot actually hurt me. I don't know how we're gonna survive the ending part of this mission, though, because there is quite a lot of tanks that come through. Oh, you son of a bitch. However, I'm going to wait before I actually stir the hive here. Stand still, you asshole! This is very expensive! So there we go. I still took a hit, though. Fuck you. Ow! Aha! I have disabled your gun! Haha! This is not wasteful. But now he's dead. As you can see, this is a little impractical, but however, it's still funny. I suppose it'd be better on a different map. There's a lot of well, there's a lot of shit in the way most of the time, but whatever. Now, the issue here is we are all made of glass, and, well, these guys are at fairly high health. I think we can manage this. However, Sheridan has now tripped the enemy defenses, and so I'm going to sit on this cap point and try not to die horribly until we actually capture the base. But then again, right, we capture the base, and then we have to defend the base. So maybe things aren't bad yet, but they will be bad. Our Italian friend over there is kind of poking at that Sheridan, and he's got it. He lost half of his health, attacking him, though. We had a T-80 and it died? I wasn't even paying attention. I thought we had another tank in there, but we had... The T-80 died? Wow. Somebody isn't paying for all his fancy-schmancy equipment. Not like me, I am firing missiles out of this tank. I am just wasting entire families' worth of salaries to do it, but you know what? This is what we have to do. We have to outspend the capitalist menace. We have to use the best of Soviet technology to, well, shame them in the field of battle. And now things are going to get bad. 3. I click him. He hit me, but his tow missile, it bounced. Yes. Okay. The capitalist has him, or rather, got him. How is the capitalist doing in comparison? He has 2,000 damage ahead of me. This is shameful. Oh, remarkable. I cannot punch through his armor, though. However, he's going to put himself in a very terrible position. Oh, that's a lot of tanks. Oh, boy. Oh, he is also shooting missiles at me. Uh-oh. Ah! I'm going to run away now, because this is a terrible place to be. Oh, boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Uh-oh. Oh, no. Begone! Oh, boy. This is, how you say, bad game. Yes? Yes. What is shooting me? I must remove it. I break breach. However, now everyone is shooting at me. Uh-oh. Oh, this is bad. Damn it! I get one! Yes! However, I only have 11 seconds to kill everyone and I am the last man alive. You win this time, capitalist! I had fired over mountain. Oh no. Well. Now I must quickly drive away in my Soviet space tank. You will never get me or my missiles. Well, at least the T-72 Victory is better. It's more, how shall we say, reliable. It is more inspiring than this, silly little toy. Well, I was the last one alive, and hey, look at that, I managed to equalize the damage by the end of it. I was up there, not top, but, you know, just a couple of shots away. Ah, well, you can still have a bit of a giggle here, I suppose, even if you have bad games. It doesn't really matter. That's kind of the thing. That's the kind of the thing that's nice about this game, because nobody's actually paying attention to it. No one's really trying to play it all that hard. No one's really trying to be skilled. No one's really going to take shots at me for playing the game bad. Like, there's no pressure. Some of you might think that, well, that's boring. It's actually kind of relaxing. There's a lot of pressure for a lot of things in my life right now. Sometimes, well, I suppose sometimes it's... Sometimes I don't want to be the showman. Sometimes I just want to fade into the background and just kind of have fun on my own. But I suppose everybody needs a break from being themselves sometimes. This is how I suppose I did it. But, well, for my little victories here, I have 2 toys. So, that's about all I wanted to do today. What I'm going to do in Armored Warfare going ahead, I have no idea. But, well, game's not going anywhere. There are still things to do. Question is, am I going to be able to find the time to actually play it? But there are quite a few things I need to get to before I come fuck around in this game. So, it's probably going to come down to managing time. Hopefully I have enough of it to manage. Well, I suppose, well, that is it. So, thank you all for joining me, and I'll see you next time. Here or, well, anywhere else.